Hi, everyone. Welcome back to We Can Do This. My name is Jolie, and my channel is for bringing to you self help tips and things from my experience in my life that can hopefully help you and your family and do some good things in your life as well, and maybe help you along the way. With that being said, I've been broadcasting now, it's been over a year, and I'm just excited today as I was the first day I started doing it. And I'm really glad to be coming to you still. And we've got a big weekend coming up next weekend. So we're going to talk a little bit about that at the end. But for today, we're going to start out like we always do. I ask you all to please to subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you know anybody who would appreciate seeing my live streams, please feel free to share my live stream with them. You can see it on YouTube, and you can copy the address, or I put it on Facebook and I copy the address as well there. So I am very excited to be with you today. For a couple different reasons, because this is part two of part one about my 58 years, and it's been a ride. And we're going to talk about part two of things that I've learned over the years. But before I say that, I do want to give a disclaimer in the sense that I think a lot of people who know me, whenever they watch these videos, is they think just because I'm an EMT, I have all this medical experience and everything, and that's very not true. And I do want you to know that. When I come to you and I'm giving you these tips, I'm coming to you as a layperson. I have no medical experience. I am not a therapist. I am not a psychiatrist. I'm not a PCP. I have no training in any of those areas whatsoever. What drove me to create this channel and to come to you every week is the sense that I wanted to help people. In my life, that's always been my goal. And whether it could be a little way, it didn't have to be anything major. And that's why I do what I do. So please know that the tips that I'm giving here and the experiences that I'm sharing are not from a medical professional. And anything we talk about here, please remember, go to your PCP. Go to a professional that you trust. And if there's something you're concerned about that we talk about here that kind of hits a nerve with you, please go to them, talk about it. Maybe you need medication. That's what this is all about. I just want to share these things with you in the hopes that maybe it will help you or your family moving forward. So with that being said, part two. We're part two today, and I beg a little bit of your indulgence because my allergies are just driving me nuts today. The last few weeks, wonderful Pennsylvania weather. It's cold and rainy here today. It's been up, it's been down, it's been 70, it's been 20s, and my allergies just don't really know what to do. So I've kind of been fighting that, but I know a lot of you have been as well, so you get it. So with that being said, let's start with part two here. These 58 years. What are some of the things that I've learned, some of the things that I've seen that I want to share with you? And as I said last week, I'm not ashamed that I'm 58. And I don't even care what your age is. You should never be ashamed of what your age is, and you should never be afraid to share it with somebody else. Your age shows the years of wisdom, the years of fighting and doing what you've needed to do to survive and to be the person you are today. I'm not the same person I was 30, 40 years ago, and none of you are either. We need to be proud of that. Be proud of where we've come from. Be proud of how we've grown. And, let's just start by number one on my list is, and this is a hard one, because I know that I have wanted to do this so many times over the years and it just isn't happening. You can't change others. You just can't change someone else. If they're being a total tool and, they're just being rude or just whatever it is, you just kind of want to go in there and just kind of go, ugh, and just make them change into something that you really know would be a lot more positive, but it isn't going to happen. And no matter how good or bad that is, it's logic. I mean, it just is what it is. So take that for what it's worth. You just can't change others. And unfortunately, it's something that we just got to understand and deal with. So, something else that I've found is that, and this is kind of big, consequences always follow decisions. And this is in every aspect of your life. Now, it doesn't have to be a big decision, it can be a small decision, it doesn't matter. But any decision you make in your life, you're going to have a consequence that you have to deal with from making that decision. And we all need to remember that. Whenever we're just making decisions, shooting from the hip kind of thing, there may be something that we need to deal with along the way. So remember that in any decision you make, you have to be ready to deal with whatever comes out of that decision. Hard, difficult, whatever it is. Next thing, this is kind of close to my heart because I've seen a lot of people who do this. Material things are fleeting. Memories last forever. I have met so many people over the years that just love material things. They want the bigger cars or the fancier cars, or they want the big house. They want to be showy to their friends and, the people in their children's circles at school, or you have to live in the right neighborhood, or you have to be in the right crowd. All that's really stupid. I don't know how else to put it. It's really stupid. Material things mean nothing. I live in a very modest home. It's a ranch home, but I worked my butt off for many years at a job that I was stressed out with, but I worked really hard and I earned this house myself. I paid for this house myself. And I have a lot of pride in that. It may not be the Taj Mahal, it may not be a mansion, but I don't need that. I don't need to be showy. I'm just me. And I'm very comfortable in my home. And I'm very comfortable with who I am in this home. My memories are priceless. My memories with my friends, my family, coworkers, those memories I cherish. You can't put a price tag on that. Never forget that. Material things are nice. If you have them, okay. And if you've earned them, even better. But if you don't have them, it doesn't really matter. You can't take them with you, and they bring nothing to your life other than having you spend a lot of money on them. And then they just sit there. Why are you trying to impress other people? I'm not out to impress anybody. I'm just here to be me and to be able to live with myself and my skin. And I'm doing that. So I'm happy about that. The next thing goes hand in hand with that a little bit. Appreciate what you have. Don't focus on what you don't have. Never forget where you came from. Ever. I appreciate everything in my life. I appreciate all the people in my life more. I really don't care at this point in my life what I don't have. I really don't have a need for anything else in my life. My life is pretty full. I'm really content by what I have that I've worked hard for. And I'm going to continue to do that. And if I get a couple more things, okay, fine. But I'm at a point where that just isn't important anymore. I know where I came from. I came from a wonderful family that I would not trade for anything in the world. I had the most wonderful, and words don't even do them justice. My parents were the most amazing parents in the world. I was so blessed to have them in my life. I have an amazing, smart sister that I truly adore. And I never forget how hard my parents worked to help me get where I am today. I'm not here just because of what I've done. I've worked really hard, but there have been so many people who have helped me along the way get here. And I owe everything to them. I owe all the thanks in the world to them because they've helped make me who I am today, and they've helped form me with the issues and the morals that I have today. So that's priceless. I can't even express that enough. Now, the next one is a little bit hard for me to say, but I'm going to say it because I have experienced it more than once, and it's been something really hard that I've seen because of who I am. But it's something positive, and this is what I want you to take out of this. As much unkindness, as much horror, as much meanness, and even evil that we all see in the world. We're all seeing it. It's there. It isn't going anywhere. We all have to deal with it. Whatever you see in people in the world around you, never stop looking for the diamond in the rough that's out there. There are so many wonderfully kind-hearted, wonderfully humble, genuine people out there. And when you're a diamond in the rough, you have to work to dig. You have to work to find those individuals. But I promise you it's worth the journey. It is worth the journey. It's worth the wait. Because no matter what you're seeing around you, you have these precious people in your life that you've worked hard to find, that you treasure, and you should always make sure that they know that they're treasured. Never forget that. Always never give up to find them. Also in life, always work hard. Never lay back on your morals. Never lay back on your work ethic. You need to work really hard in your life for what really matters and who matters most to you. I'm in a new job now, as I've said. I've been there almost 3 months now. And I was really caught off guard in a good way. My boss's boss, and I actually had a very nice conversation the other day, and he said he liked me because of my work ethic and how, as a buyer, I visualized everything being a team. It's not about me. Nothing in my life is about me. It's about everybody around me who work together. And I'm that way in the work environment. We're a team. I am only who I am. I can only do the job that I do because of the wonderful support and the people around me. I'm not saying that I don't contribute and that I'm not a hard worker and I've got a really hard work ethic, which sometimes has been to my detriment, but you need to work really hard because you will end up appreciating that, and the people around you will help you get where you are. Do what matters most to you and what's important to you. Now, my next one is really personal, and this goes back to high school. I mean, this goes back to my entire life. This is more than just a work thing. I've always been accused of being too caring, and I've been told that is my biggest fault. Now, that really, really used to hurt me. Directly hurt me a lot. But I can tell you that all these years later, when I'm told that by somebody, I take it as the biggest compliment in the world. If somebody is telling you that you're too caring, that's why you get hurt, you need to get over it, don't listen to them. Being an exceptionally caring individual is what you should be. It's who you are. Never, ever let anybody tell you, and don't ever let them talk down to you, that that's the biggest fault. I promise you, it is not a fault. It is the most beautiful trait you can have as an individual. And the people that I've surrounded myself with have that exact same trait. So, number 8 is maybe a little weird, but I'm gonna mention it here. Every day, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. Don't forget to take a moment. It doesn't have to be 5 minutes. It doesn't even have to be a whole minute. Take a moment, fleeting handful of seconds. Step back, no matter where you are. Just step back. Look around you. Look at where you are. Take a deep breath. Savor that moment. Like I said, doesn't matter what you're doing, doesn't matter where you are. Savor that moment for all it's worth, because that moment, that's all it is a moment, and it's gone. I've really started to do that, and I can tell you that no matter how crazy my life is, no matter how busy I am, I always seem to catch myself in those moments where I take a step back, I take that deep breath, and I just look around and appreciate what's around me. Whether it's inside, outside, doesn't matter. Appreciate that. Take those moments. They can be very important every day for you. Now, this next one's a little weird, but go with me on this, okay? So, the ice that's around you will make you appreciate the flame that's inside you. Now, here's what I mean by that. When I say the ice that's around you, I'm talking about the cold people. I'm talking about the cold environments that are around you. I'm talking about the cold stories that you hear on TV, the coldness you hear from other countries, other people, in your work environment. There's a lot of coldness out there right now. But you as an individual, you have a flame in here that burns all the time. It never ends. That fire inside of you is what allows you to be who you are, to go forward every day, and to keep pushing through the ice before you. Use that flame. Use that flame to get through the ice. And you will find you will break through that ice and you will come out on the other side. Your flame will continue to grow and to build and will help you to be that person that you are, that you love being. Now, my final thing this week, this is going to be a quickie today. My final thing this week is I want to talk about next weekend. I am not going to be broadcasting next weekend as it is a holiday. And we all know that, we're all going to be celebrating Good Friday, and Sunday it will be Easter. And, a lot of companies today do not allow employees to take Good Friday off. And I think that's very sad, and their reasoning is because it's a religious holiday. Well, but and yes, it is. And that's really the true meaning of the weekend. But it's really a weekend for families as well. There's so many families out there, they have the little kids. They go to Easter egg hunts. They get the Easter baskets. They search for eggs. Excuse me. You get the chocolate bunnies. I mean, I'm a fan of those. There are so many things that go on with Easter. Oh, I can't forget the marshmallow chicks. Sorry. I know that's important. Putting them in the freezer. I hear that's a thing. I'm not a fan, but I know that people are really serious about the freezer chicks. But one thing we need to remember is, excuse me, that this is a weekend that has a lot of very deep meaning to it. There was a Savior who died for us, died and is now risen again. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mark, I hear you. I know the chocolate eggs. I got to tell you this. My boyfriend went to the store today, and I asked him, what, just get a small ham. We'll have a ham for Easter. That's tradition. I'm in, we'll have our ham. Well, he called me from the store, asked me about the size. And I'm like, that's fine. Take it. He loves leftovers. But what he didn't tell me is that somehow this chocolate egg about this big that has like nuts in it and stuff somehow made it into the bag with the ham. And I was like, I didn't tell him to get a chocolate egg, but I get it. And this is where the family thing comes in. This is where, the children, they wear the little pretty dresses and little hats or winter coats if it's cold, as we're in Pennsylvania. But with the reason behind this season is more important than anything else that is involved with this weekend. And we need to all remember that because it's all about love. It's all about sacrifice. And it's all about family caring and the real true meaning behind this next weekend. And that's why I am not going to be broadcasting next weekend because I want you to be with your families. I want you to go to church. I want you to spend the time laughing and enjoying those moments with your children and your loved ones because that's the way it should be. And I will be doing the same. Next weekend, I'm actually going to be having a ham. And actually, I'm going to be spending some time for me. I have been doing an obscene amount of overtime last couple months. And it's time for me to take a break and to take care of me. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to focus on the reason for the weekend. I need that. And I think we all need that. And we need that refocus in our lives. So there you have it, my friends. There is part 2 of my 58 years. It's been a ride. And I can honestly say after all this time, I may have some regrets, some decisions I've made. But overall, I can honestly say it's been amazing. And there she is. Okay, guys, I got to tell you this story too. Because what you see here is Rachel. She was my best friend when I was younger, and she's come back in my life recently. And this lady, she is one of my diamonds in the rough that I talked about. I came home yesterday from work and there was a big box from Sam's Club sitting in my kitchen. And it had her name on it. And I'm like, what on earth is this? And I opened it up. It was the biggest, most beautiful bouquet of flowers and the kindest well wishes in a card. She is one of my diamonds in the rough. She's one of the reasons that you never give up looking in your life for those very special people. She has the biggest heart, soul. She is kind. She is beautiful. She is one of the most amazing people in my life. And I was so taken aback by her wonderfully kind gift at a time when I needed it. She is very thoughtful. I could never thank her enough. And I do these broadcasts for her. She is one of them I do it for. She is one of my biggest fans, and I couldn't love her enough. And I love all of you as well. There are so many of you who support me. I appreciate it more than you know, and I try to say that. But she put a search to ear. Awesome. Very grateful. Yeah. Oops. Smile. Yeah. Smile. Yeah. She made me smile. And you make me smile too, all of you. Those of you who are here with me, thank you so much. We're going to end it here today. Please subscribe and like, thumbs up, share with others. My teaser for 2 weeks from now is I'm going to be talking about how to deal with needy people. We all have them. We've all seen them. So what do we do when we got to deal with them? So now's the big moment. Big moment. Time to go. So here's the ending for the week. We can do this. We got this. I can and I will. You will too. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. You're worth it. I think you're worth it, and I think you're beautiful. I think you're wonderful. You're the whole reason I'm doing this, is because you matter to me. Always know that you matter to me, but there's also someone a lot higher up than me who always loves you and is there for you. So, to all of you who watch me, take care, my friends. Stay safe. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend, wonderful week next week. And by all means, have the best holiday season next weekend. And remember the reason for the season. So until next time, 2 weeks from now, take care, my friends, and I will see you next time. Love you. Bye-bye.